for social studies today, we want to talk about the word community. Remember, we talked about community being a group of people that live and work in a certain area together. So we want to look at the fact that there's different kinds of communities, okay? Different kinds of places where people live and work together. So I want to look at this here. It says, my neighborhood is part of a community. A community is a group of people and a place where they live. A community is bigger than just your neighborhood. Many different neighborhoods can be part of the same community. So a city is a big community. Many people live and work in the city. Some people live in a town. A town is not as big as a city. Okay, so a city is bigger, a town is a little bit smaller. Some people live in a suburb. We would kind of call that a neighborhood, right? A suburb is a community near a big city. So it's where there's a lot of houses and people live there, but then you go to a different place for like into the town for your groceries or things like that. And then the homes in a farm community can be far away from each other. So if we're in a farm, or sometimes we say it's out in the country, your neighbors are usually not right next to you. You usually have a little more land. It's a little more spread out. You might have to travel a little longer to get to the store, things. Like where I live, I kind of live in a suburb. It's kind of a neighborhood in a city, but I actually can walk if I want to go to this grocery store. It's only a mile away. Where our church is only a mile and a half away, so I can actually walk there if I want to. But if you live out in the country, it's probably farther. You probably can't just walk to the store or things because things are spread out a little bit more. Okay. Now let's look at the next page. Now, the next thing we want to say is that communities can change. So what Kalamazoo looked like 100 years ago is different than what Kalamazoo looks like today. Okay, so you can see even though these are black and white pictures, and when libraries are opened again, there are some pretty cool pictures of Kalamazoo in Portage in the public libraries. There's some pretty cool ones you can look at if you're interested in more of the history of Kalamazoo. It says, so this was Kim, who we've been talking about. So this is Kim's community long ago, and this is her community today. The community has more homes and more stores now, and it's changed quite a bit. But still, people live there and work there. Okay. Now we're going back to the map. Remember, Mrs. Vanderkamp talked about this map key. Not a key for your door, but a key to help you understand the map, kind of for opening up what the map is. And I want to talk about directions too today. So it says use 4 directions. So the 4 directions are north, south, and then east and west. All right, and there is, I'm going to write this on the board here, so I'm going to scooch you this way. All right, so north is always up here. It's always headed north, and south is below it. Those are the opposite, north and south. And then we have west and east if you're going out that way, okay? So you can think of it a couple ways to remember. North is always at the top, but you can think of it spells we for west and east, we. It goes in that order. Or, it's kind of fun, is you kind of go around like a clock and you say, never eat soggy wheat. All right, never eat soggy wheat, or never eat sour watermelon. All right, so you can think of your own one, but those are the 2 of the ones that I know that kids have liked. Never eat soggy wheat, or never eat sour watermelon. All right, so that's the direction that the direction words, we call those cardinal directions, okay, for showing where to go on places. So let's look back at our map here. It says, Kim uses directions on the map to find places in her community. Directions tell her which way to go. North, south, east, and west are the 4 main directions. All right, it says, put your finger on Pine Street. All right, so here I am on Pine Street, remember? Because that says, I don't know if you can read that from there, but this is Pine Street. It says, put your finger on Pine Street. Move your finger toward the arrow that points south. Now, if I'm south, which way would I go? Up, sides, or down? Which way is south? down, right? South is always at the bottom, right? All right, you're moving south. Now move your finger towards the arrow that points north. Now which way would I go? I would go back up, right? Because north and south are opposites. All right, what direction are you moving? North. When you face north, east is on your right. What direction's on your left? What direction would this be if I went down this way? West, right? Never eat soggy wheat. All right, so those are good, and we'll look at those a little bit more too, but it's kind of fun. You could even quiz your family members or things and have them say, okay, go north, all right, go south, go east, go west, and try to get them to go to some place in your house by those direction words, which is kind of fun. I want to look at one more thing. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit in our book. I'm going to talk about, for a community, you have to have leaders in your community. Now, you have a lot of people that work hard and have jobs in your community, including your family members that work in your community. But we also need laws, and we need leaders for our community. So it says, a law is a rule that we must obey. All right, so it's not just an option like maybe you could do it, maybe not. Okay, a law, you have to obey it. The laws help keep us safe. And they also help keep our communities clean. So you have laws like people can't come into your house and steal things, right? It keeps you safe, keeps your stuff safe. You also have laws like you can't just throw your garbage on the ground, right? Because we want to keep God's world clean. Look at the signs. They show different laws. Kim has these signs in her community. Which laws keep people safe? Which laws keep the community clean? All right, so he says, I'm Officer Taylor. Make sure you follow the laws. All right, no swimming. So this is usually in a spot they have these signs where maybe it's a little dangerous, maybe there's a high tide or undercurrent. So would that be to keep it clean or safe? Safe, right? So that you don't get drowned or get hurt when you're swimming. All right, this one, and if you can see, it has somebody throwing garbage out, but it has a no sign over it. So if you see a red circle with a line, that means don't do it, right? So no throwing your garbage on the ground. Is that safe or clean? That'd be clean, right? To keep God's world clean. How about this one? We've seen these stop signs. That is to keep you safe, right? If cars didn't stop and everyone just kept going down the road, you'd have lots of crashes, right? So laws help keep us safe and keep our world clean. A mayor is a leader of a community. All right, a leader helps people decide what to do. So Mayor Garza works with community leaders. They make decisions about their community. They make their community a great place to live. So she says, I am Mayor Garza. I'm mayor of a small town. So Kalamazoo has a mayor. Portage has a mayor. And then the mayors work for their community. And then remember what we called, remember back to our last social studies unit, the person who is in charge of our state. You might be hearing her name a lot right now. The person in charge of our state was a governor. Okay, so in charge of a town, it's a mayor. In charge of our state, it's a governor. And then in charge of the whole United States, it's the president, right? So, and then each of them have leaders that they work with to make laws. So, but we have a mayor is for a town, a governor for a state, and the president for all the states, for the whole United States. All right, so I want you to get your community's booklet out, that one, and you're going to go to page 3. It says different kinds of communities. Write the word city, town, or farm in the boxes. Color the picture that shows the community like yours. Which one is the most like the one you live in, okay? So here there's a barn, it doesn't look like there's a lot of houses very close. So which one would that be? The farm, right? And that has our A-R, farm. Okay, this one, well, it looks like there's a lot of buildings, a lot of people, there's buses, there's taxis, there's lots of people. City or town, which one's bigger with lots? City, right? The city is the bigger one. And then this one looks like there's some businesses and some people, but not as many as this one. So the smaller than a city is a town, right? So we'll put that word there. Okay, and then pick which one is more like where you live and color that one in, okay? And then upload a picture of it so we can see it. All right, one last thing for our communities project is we're going to give you time. It's not something that's due today, but we want you to start working on designing your own city or town, okay? Decide what things you need in it. What kinds of stores would you have in your city? What kinds of people would you have working there? What kind of houses would you have in your city or town? And you can use boxes. You can use paper to draw it out. You can use Legos. You can use Polly Pockets in your things, whatever, or whatever kind of things you have at home. I want you to design your own community. All right, and then we're going to have you label the different things, like, is this a toy store? Is this the food store? Where do they go to get their get their mail? Where do they get their groceries? Is there a police station? Is there a fire station? Is there an ice cream store? What's going to be in your town? And you can label what the different things are, and maybe even label which house you're going to live in. Okay, so once you have that, we'll work on this for this week and some into next week. So it can be kind of an ongoing project. It's not a one-day deal, but then take some pictures of it to send to us when you get it done. So I can't wait to see what you're going to build and what you will design, and you can be the mayor of your own town. All right, have fun with that.